Hello everyone, my name is Vipra Joshi and I am an assistant professor in St. Andrews Institute of Technology and Management in Electrical Engineering Department. Today I am going to deliver a lecture on subject of transmission and distribution. In this video, I will be explaining HVDC transmission and types of link for the HVDC transmission and advantages of the HVDC transmission. So this is the unit 4th topic of 4th semester and electrical engineering. HVDC means high voltage direct current transmission. So it is play a major role in the power transmission. We use HVDC for the long distance transmission. Okay. So first HVDC transmission linked between the Gotland and mainland in the Sweden in 1954. HVDC transmission has many advantages over the HVAC transmission. Okay. So at first we are discuss on the HVDC means. HVDC stand for high voltage direct current. Okay. So HVDC means high voltage direct current power system. We use here DC for the transmission of the bulk power over the long distance. Okay, so for the long distance transmission we use the HVDC line because it is less expensive and loss are very less here, and here the losses as compared to the AC transmission are very less, so it is very useful as compared to the AC transmission. Two AC system having different frequency can be linked up together by the HVDC link. HVDC technology is used to transmit electric power over the long distance. Okay, so why DC transmission we use? Losses are less in the DC transmission as compared to the AC transmission, and only two conductors are required for the DC. And DC overhead line or cables are less expensive, and DC lines are useful for the long distance above the 500 kilometer. So we are explaining now why we use the DC transmission. It is a question which arises why we prefer the DC over the AC long transmission system. We know that reactance in the transmission line is 2 pi f into L. Okay, so in DC we have frequency equal to 0. So when we put f equal to 0, then we can get here the reactance is also 0. Okay, so therefore we have a lesser voltage drop in the transmission line, and thus due to this we can use the DC because here the voltage drop is very less. And the second reason for this is harmonic. We know that only a fundamental frequency is usable. We use only the fundamental frequency, but in AC we have a fundamental frequency with also the other frequency component. Okay, which is known as the harmonics. So if we use the DC transmission, then we have over this we have a harmonic also. Okay, so but in DC transmission the harmonics are very less, so we use the DC transmission because it overcomes the harmonics of the AC transmission. The third reason is power transfer capability. We know that P max equal to Vs into Vr over X. Okay, Vs is the sending end voltage, Vr is the receiving end voltage. Okay, so here we know that X is the reactance. Okay, so in DC F is 0, so reactance is also 0. So when we put the value of reactance here, we can get here the P max is goes to infinitive. So we can say here the power transfer capability is also more. So we use the DC transmission. And the next is synchronization. In AC we have a synchronization between the RYB phase and RBY phase. Okay, so but in DC we have no synchronization problem because here there is a no phase. Okay, so the next, for this we use the DC transmission is number of conductor used in the line. You can also see here for DC transmission we use the less conductor H compared to the AC transmission. And the last reason is skin effect. The current uniformly distributed in the core. So there is a no concept of the skin effect in DC, but in AC there is a skin effect. Comparison of HVDC and HVAC. Conventionally, power transmission is affected through the HVDC system all over the world. HVDC transmission is having general limitation like line length, uncontrolled power flow, over and low voltage during lightly and overloaded condition, and there is also a stability problem and fault isolation etc. All are the problem in the HVAC transmission, but in HVDC we have low transmission losses and it required only two conductor. Now the second question is arise why we do not go for DC in the short transmission line. Because in AC transmission line we generate AC, then we transmit it through the transmission line, okay, to the load. Okay, now for the DC transmission we have first we convert AC into DC. Now then we will transmit this DC over the distance. Okay, and then it here at the load side we convert DC into AC again, and then we use, and then we give this AC into the load. Okay, so it means the transmission of the DC is very complex. So we will transmit it at the receiving side, also back generate into the AC, then we have supply it to the load. So it's a very costly and it is bulky network, so it is uneconomical for the short transmission line because it is very expensive. So we prefer the DC for only on the long transmission line. Here you can see also the graph, we can see here the red source to the AC price and blue for the DC price. Okay, so here you can see for the small distance here we can use AC. Okay, when we use AC for the short distance the amount is between the 300 to 400. Okay, but when we goes for the long distance, this price is gradually increases in AC, but in DC the starting price is greater. This is the blue line. Okay, and you can see from a long distance the price is not much big. Okay, so we can see that for the long distance we can prefer the DC, because if we prefer the AC for the long distance, the price of the AC is much higher than the DC price. Okay, and for the short distance we have a DC price is higher than the AC price. So for the long distance we use, here you can see for the long distance we use the DC. Now what is the working of the HVDC substations? AC power is generated at the generating stations. Okay, so there should be first we convert it into the DC by using the rectifier. Then DC power will be flow through the overhead line, and at the user end there DC is converted into the back AC. For this purpose here we have a inverter. Okay, so inverter is placed at the receiving end side, and thus there will be a rectifier terminal in one end and a inverter terminal at the other end. And here the power of sending end is equal to the power of the receiving end. Now what are the component in the transmission line? Okay, so here we use the converter. Why we use converter? We use converter for AC to DC conversion and DC to AC conversion, and this is done by the converter, and it includes the transformer and bridges. Okay, the next is smoothing reactor, in which inductor is connected in series with the pole. It is used to avoid commutation failure occurring in the inverter, and it also reduces the harmonics. Okay, and the other advantage for using the smoothing reactor is it avoid the discontinuous of current for the load. Okay, that's why we are using the smoothing reactors in this HVDC substations. Now we are using here electrode. They are used to connect the system to the earth. Okay, so here we also use the harmonic filter. It is used to minimize the harmonics in the voltage and current of the converter. And here we use the DC lines. It can be cable or overhead line. Okay, and the reactive power supply, here a shunt capacitor is used for this purpose, for the reactive power supply. Here we use AC circuit breaker. The fault in the transformer is cleared by the circuit breaker. Okay, so at fault condition it is used to disconnect the DC link. So we use here the circuit breaker also. Now the classification of HVDC link are as: first link is mono polar links. Here we use only a single conductor is required and water or grounded act as a return path. If the earth resistivity is high, metallic return is used. Okay, so here we use a single converter, at one converter at the receiving end and one converter at the sending end. Now in the bipolar we use here the dual converter, and here also the converter junction are grounded, and here we use dual converter with same rating. Homopolar link, it consists more than two conductor which having equal polarity, generally negative. Okay, and here also ground is the return path for DC transmission. This is the diagram for DC transmission, negative polarity. Now disadvantage of the DC transmission is electric power cannot be generated at the high DC voltage due to the commutation problem. The DC voltage cannot be set up for transmission of the power at high voltage. The DC switches and circuit breakers have their own limitation. Cost of the terminal equipment is very high, and here some harmonics are introduced, and limited overload capacity and huge reactive power requirement at the converter terminal, and cooling of HVDC substation is very complex. So this is the HVDC transmission which we prefer for the long distance transmission, long distance power transmission. Thank you.